It's funny, I ate all those steakums and I'm still hungry.
Oh, fuck, these are so good.
Oh,
And look at the intricate carvings.
yeah. Yeah, is that some Illuminati shit?
That's what I've heard. Like, if you can decipher what's on an Oreo, you can know the mind of God.
I heard no two Oreos are alike.
Hey, what a great conversation.
I fucking knew it.
Oh, shit.
Hi, Blair.
You guys are stoned.
Look, Blair, it's a little more complicated.
No, you fucking swore it was just for you.
All right, okay. I didn't want to have to resort to this.
I love you.
See? Now you're not mad at me anymore.
Ahoy, tent pirates, plant parents, conscious consumers, and the morbidly curious. Welcome to Cultivation Conversation, a podcast for growers, by growers. Come chat with our hosts, Captain Autoflower, the Real Green Monsta, and myself, Girl Go Grow. Grab a bouquet of your favorite flowers, apparatus of choice, and don't forget the fire while I tell you about the special companies that help keep this ship afloat. We are busy people, and we demand the best for our plants, so all three of us automate our grows with Autopots. Available in over 63 countries, gravity-powered Autopot systems rely on no pumps, no timers, and no power to operate. This plant-driven automated watering is so precise, it will reduce consumption of feed while increasing yield. An effective and efficient way to delegate a little responsibility. Let your plants feed themselves. Use code CC10 at autopot-usa.com. If quality is the name of your game, look no further than AC Infinity. AC Infinity's grow tents, lights, accessories, and ventilation systems offer reliability and affordability along with total environmental control. Use code CULTIVATION on acinfinity.com to save even more. Frass Valley produces the highest quality superworm frass. Naturally strengthen your plants and enhance their resistance to pests and disease. Use code CC10 at frassvalley.com. We are big fans of mass hydroponics. Whether you're a local in Massachusetts or accessing their full online catalog, they are your one-stop shop for all of your growing needs. Use code CC10 at mass-hydro.com.
What is going on, everybody out there in podcast land, man? How y'all doing tonight? Fuck you, man. It's the captain. I'm back from Jamaica, man. I have smoked the herb of the Rasta. I have eaten the jerk chicken, man. Had a great time.
You piss off all of the locals?
No, not too much. I was not doing that stuff the whole time, believe me, but that is how they all talk. And it's, yeah, I just hung out by the beach, hung out by the pool, drank a lot of all-inclusive drinks, and then went on a little quest, a little side quest I had in mind. And
how long did your side quest take you?
It was fun. Not long, a couple hours on a kind of a gloomy morning. Truly wanted to partake in like sampling the local herb. Jamaica's known for its weed, it always has been. They got a really old school landrace strain. It's called Lamb's Bread. It's Bob Marley's favorite. You know what I mean? Well, that's what they say, of course. But anyway, it's as close to a sativa as you can get, without really being fucked around with. Apparently, this strain goes back to the time of King Solomon. It's way, way back through history. And I was fortunate enough to like actually get some.
Allegedly.
Yeah, of course. Like I was handed a bag of weed with someone with dreadlocks telling me it's this is the lamb's bread, man. No worries, man. And I, a gullible American tourist, just grabbed it up. And listen, it was hard, honestly. Like that part of it was hard. I was offered a couple different things before it became apparent that I was not just your average American tourist looking for Jamaican weed.
From this one particular fellow, or
down
from a series of?
A couple of them. Like the, driver, there was like a guy at the jerk place. Like it was, listen, anyone. Like if you have problems finding weed in Jamaica, you have problems, man. You got serious problems, man. You could probably find it at the airport, but like it'll be not so great, Like the hard part was finding the local stuff, like the real Sensimilia, man. Like,
how much did that set you back?
It was like $60, for more than an eighth, less than a quarter.
That's not bad.
Fair deal. Like I'm sure I could have found a way better deal, but it was like, man, it was there. I took what I had,
Yeah.
Like no, Mitten wasn't. Yeah, listen. Maybe a little bit down in Jamaica. Maybe I was telling all the locals that like.
Wait, you pulling out pictures of your phone?
That's
like,
right.
Let me show you.
That's
this
right,
is my
man.
newest graph.
That's right. Check out my Instagram, man. I'm not just your average American, man.
I'm not like the other girls. I'm special.
But no, honestly, as soon as I like showed him a few pictures, and then used the word organic was one of the key words. Apparently they classify their like non-brick weed as either Kush, which encompasses kind of all indoor grown, under lights, like salt, chemical grown, like basically what 90% of everyone does, unless you're growing organic, of course. Like there's
Jamaican industry weed.
Yeah, Jamaican like greenhouse weed, big cultivation facilities. Like it's a big operation. Not craft cannabis, probably. They have like, I remember the strains where he had tangy, he had cherry pie. I think he had like animal cookies as well. Like it was all like decent enough stuff, And I was like, no, sir. Do not want. I am looking for, as soon as I said organic, they were like, oh, okay. I knew what I was talking about. So I went on this little voyage, not a voyage. That would mean I took a boat ride. I took a bus ride into the mountains. It wasn't that glamorous. And I went to a little little Rasta man's hut, and he had a couple plants growing on a hillside, and he had some drying, he had some bagged up, and I bought some from him. And he told me he grows it with all like local soil that he gets. He uses bat guano specifically, like that he goes and gets it himself from the local cave down by the ocean. Like fucking crazy shit, you know what I mean? Like really. And listen, I may have been sold a bill of goods, but it was like this. It was a romantic story, which is exactly what I wanted to hear. And damn if the weed wasn't good. So I was happy,
Yeah, it's not always easy finding herbs, when you're on vacation, especially a foreign country. So I've heard mixed reviews from people that have traveled there. Yeah, the weed was really good. Or no, the weed was really shitty. I guess you really have to kind of like, you know, shop around, I guess, to find what, the good stuff.
Yeah, that it was a little shopping around for sure, but
What was the experience like?
it was very amazing. I mean, great weather, great people, great food, great weed. Um, Honestly, Jamaica is kind of a strange animal. Like it's a very unique country. It's a little like rough around the edges. Not quite the you know standards of luxury that we may be used to in some places. The roads are rough. You see a lot of stray animals. But like man, if like the people aren't as happy as can be and like having fun, and it just like puts you in a good mood. There's fucking reggae music everywhere, like nonstop. Like I had to ask a few people like what do the Jamaicans do if they don't like reggae? Like there ain't no Jamaicans that don't like reggae, man. That was always the answer. But surely there has to be some, right? And they're just like sitting in their room with the pillow over their heads. Make it stop. I've heard Stir It Up for the 10,000th time.
You probably just get numb to it eventually.
I mean, I imagine that's what it must be like in Texas if you don't like country music.
Yeah, for sure. Spot on. Like I guess that's, and they're probably, I guess you'd be hard pressed to find a Texan who doesn't like country music. Some of it, right?
Well, these days, I
Ingrained in
mean,
their culture.
is there really even country music around? It's all pop country now.
Pop, rap, rock country. Yeah.
Yeah, I see a lot of that too.
As long as there's lyrics about pickup trucks and lawnmowers and drinking beer,
Yep.
we are A-OK. It is country.
Yep. Roof's leaking. The wife left me for a dog.
For sure, man. But yeah, I hope everybody had a great holiday season, a great new year. It is in fact 2024.
I feel like this year flew by.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Dude, it did fly by. It did, but you know what they say? You must be having fun, dude.
Oh yeah. Oh, you know what it is?
Speaking
Once you have kids, it's fucking time just like a warp. I mean, my son will be 15 in April, and it really doesn't seem like that long ago, when he was born.
I don't even know if it's kids, man. I don't have any yet, and
That
seems
about.
like time is time is accelerating. And all those ports that I left behind, we're not talking about that, my friend. But
Did you knock up any Caribbean girls?
oh no, man, did not. Just just hanging with the wifey. Maybe we made a little Caribbean baby down there. Who knows, man? Who knows? But I think it's just when you hit like 30, 35, dude, time just starts accelerating. There's nothing you can do. Nothing you can do.
Yeah. Sucks.
It does, man. But steer back on track here. What are you guys smoking tonight?
Got some, just finishing this monster joint of lemon cava. I love it.
I'm starting to get FOMO every time you say that.
I know.
I'm
me
like,
too.
I want some lemon
God
carver.
damn it. Yeah, right.
Every time now.
I've said it before, I'll say it again. It just checks all the boxes for me. I never get sick of it. I love like the lemon, skunky, funky terps. Get that little bit of nuttiness from the peanut butter breath. It gets me fucking booted. Yes, please.
Booted. I like that one.
What about you, Cap? Bring anything home from Jamaica?
Unfortunately, no.
You're
I am
smart not to.
smoking the lamb's bread.
Dude, they flag people coming back from Jamaica at Philadelphia.
Sure, don't take flour on planes. It's
No.
just dumb. Edibles, cartridges, sure. Flour, don't do it. Dumb.
Yeah. You know, which it was funny. I had to go on like a binge my last day there, just like, can I smoke the rest of this weed? The answer was definitely no. I'm sorry I let you all down.
Oh, rookie.
But you'll be happy to know I gave my the rest of my bag and my glass piece to the cook at the jerk shack. He made a mean jerk pork. So, you know, handed it over. I was like, oh, I'm out.
He must
See
have
you
been
next
psyched.
time. It's probably like, what the fuck is this guy doing?
Yeah. He's probably insulted. He thinks all us Jamaicans smoke weed, man.
Honestly, dude, perhaps, but I don't think so. He had that glimmer in his eye, like, you know, he said, respect mom.
Heard.
So, either way. But I will give you a smoke report on that shit. Listen, like I said, it was 100% sativa. It was no body high at all. Like, all cerebral, all like senses heightened, like awareness turned up to 130%. You know, like every little bird that chirped, it was like you know, you could pick each one out, like identifying parts to your favorite song, like, you know, when you put on headphones. I'm sure it would have been a great strain to listen to music. It was like the one time I was down there and really didn't hear any reggae was the time I was like super high trying to get rid of my bag. But man, like sativas are amazing for that kind of environment, for like just to be active, not like get you down, kind of picks you up and gets you ready to go. Nothing better. And
They give you any paranoia in a weird place, different country?
Nah, no, not at all. Like, I mean,
That's good.
it was only when I started thinking about like I got to catch a flight that I started, you know, getting a little bit of like maybe like worry creeping in. But like, no, that sitting out on the balcony that morning, just like going through bowl after bowl, it was like very relaxing. And man, I mentioned it in the Discord. I saw butterfly sex. You ever see that? Butterflies just
Can't
like
say I have.
flying around together, and they just like did exactly what you think like butterflies would do if they were having sex. It took like 5 seconds. He was real quick, and then they flew off. It was kind of beautiful.
Ripped her head off. That's another bug.
I was told it's good luck to see a butterfuck.
Interesting. Can't say I've ever seen two butterflies fucking, but yeah. Now, was this heterosexual butterfly sex? Or?
Yeah, I don't fucking know, man. I'm not a butterfly gender expert. Not gonna
Oh,
lie.
I heard.
Did they look the same or did they look different?
They look the same. They were
Like,
like
was one
they look the same.
slightly more drab and smaller than the other? I
No.
guess some females are larger.
No, they look the same. But
Was
but
she a
anyway, no.
streamer?
No, they didn't make any. I mean,
I'm pretty sure butterflies don't have vocal cords.
You're fucking the wrong butterflies.
Some don't, at least. Luna moths don't.
It's
Okay.
a trick question. What? Ask a kid. like what sound a butterfly makes. They'll give you the honest truth. I mean, I don't think it's anything, but
They'll flap around the room like an idiot is what they do.
That's probably what a kid. What sound does a cat make? What sound does a dog make?
What sound does your mom make?
Anyway, so you came home to this smorgasbord of a variety of
I'm smoking
sours
on
and diesels and
West Coast Sour tonight.
Nice.
From 2020. And it is sour, I will say. It smells like somewhere in between like green apple, lemon, zest, and definitely like a note of gas in there too. So it's not just all fruit, but like it just smells. It smells sour.
Shout out to 2020. Did you see that they are in the face of boldness? I don't see too many companies doing this these days. They're actually lowering their prices.
Yeah, I did see that, man. What was it, like $10 for?
I don't remember the pricing details. I saw this, the post that they're lowering prices, and I was like, holy shit, like, what's up, And you know that they're good. It's good genetics too, so it's not like some fucking scammer on Instagram, pollen checker, be like, I see these stupid posts all the time, like 100 seeds for $50. Like, you're never gonna get a better deal. Like, dude, you're a fucking pollen checker. I wouldn't give you $5 for those seeds. Yeah, so that's cool. It's good to see, companies trying to help out,
They are. They want to spread the genetics and, truly like, man, if anyone tests their shit, it's them. Like, they grow fields of certain varieties and like, yeah, dude, I'm trying to find their post. Yeah, permanent price drop. Look at that. Bring it up here for you. Simple as can be. Permanent price drop. Starting January 1st. 3 packs. That's for like $3. Or 3 seeds in a pack, $30. 6 seeds in a pack, $50. So they're lowering it to like the less than $10 a seed.
Pretty cheap these days.
Yeah.
Especially for quality genetics, This isn't just some
man.
fucking idiot checking pollen in his closet.
No, and dude, exactly. I mean, and speaking of, the quality, like this shit is on point. I does not remind me of like New York sour diesel, okay? I'll be honest with you. It's a totally different thing. But this stuff is killer in its own right. This is like the cut that was kept around. Here, let me get rid of this. Kept around the West Coast, and it's giving me like serious fucking cotton mouth. Oh, let me take another hit of this.
They've been around for a long time.
Yeah, man. What do you got, G3?
I've got Goondocks from Goonie Genetics.
How's she treating you?
Yeah, she's great. I like her. She's nice and even keeled. Doesn't make my brain go on walkabout, so I like her.
On a walkabout. Yeah, you need those that keep you in check sometimes.
I realized this afternoon I have something like 6 different strains right now to choose from, and they are all sativa leaners, every single one of them. And I have 4 seeds that I just popped, and they're all sativa leaners. And I've got 3 plants in the tent, and they're all sativa leaners.
Listen, like sativas are where it's at. Sativas, you got to have a mix of it, honestly. Like
It's unintentional.
I don't think I'm into the 100% indica stuff.
Well, nothing's.
I like
really
the
100%
hybrids.
so
I mean,
much.
a couple of like indica leaners is probably a good idea. This is just freaking ridiculous. I didn't even realize until today.
You know,
I need to plant an indica.
you always need variety for sure. But
Yes.
the
yes.
100% indicas for me are just purely for like right before bed. And I'm just for personally, I don't need any help getting to sleep anyway. I'm usually out like that. So, but I can see if you have insomnia, fuck 100% indica is exactly what you need.
Sometimes it's nice to like chill, I guess. I'm definitely a fan of sativas because I am a get shit done kind of girl. But like, there's an element of like being a good host as well. People come over to my house, I want to be able to offer them what they prefer. And if I have all sativas and somebody's like, sativas kind of make me really paranoid and antsy, I'm not going to be like, I don't want to be like, sorry, you're shit out of luck.
I've pulled that
That'd be
experiment
terrible.
though with people, and most people don't know what the fuck a sativa or indica is. They'll tell you they don't like sativas, and I'll smoke a joint of sativa with them, and they'll be like, "It's just great." Yeah,
And good weed's just good weed at a
I
certain
think a lot of
point.
that shit's in people's heads.
Yeah,
It
probably.
affects, stuff affects everyone differently too. But let's get back to the strains you popped, G3. What did you pop?
Yeah. So today I popped 4 seeds for the Your Average Grow Night Owl Grow Along. Yay.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
So 2 mango aisles, a Mandela Effect, and a mango myrrh.
So 2 OG mango smiles.
2 mango aisles.
Oh, mango aisles.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
All night owl. So
Okay,
2
okay.
mango aisle F2s, mango myrrh, and Mandela Effect.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell
Exciting. And all of them are going to be in the auto pots in the 4x4.
Ooh.
It's going to be fun.
Geez, yeah, that's going to be a jungle.
Yep. I'm excited.
It should be a definite jungle.
Yeah.
Oh, that's exciting.
Hopefully it's going to be
Shit.
challenging. It's going to force me to pay attention,
Yeah.
I need
Yeah.
some of that because I'm like really, I don't know. Like we were talking last
Like a little
2
burnt
weeks
out.
ago, a little burnt out. I'm kind of just like,
Dude,
nothing's thrilling me right now. I need a little bit of a challenge.
Listen,
So this sounds like a good
I
one.
am right there with you. And for that very reason, I am joining the same grow along.
Hooray.
I spent the day yesterday and today like sifting through the rubble of last grow. Like it was like bombs were dropped over fucking Dresden, right? And just decimated.
I'll just get to that after vacation.
Yeah,
This is a future me problem.
Oh my god! I came back to a war zone, and it took some time to clean everything up, sanitize. I haven't even gotten the pots of soil out yet, but I did. I have so many goddamn pots of soil and like different containers of soil in different stages of reuse and reuse, and it's crazy. So like I mixed up a batch, fresh batch, of some like basically just like the root systems and the soil. Take it out of the pot, throw it in a container, break all that shit up, like take out whatever roots I can. It's still good media, you know what I mean? For my use, it's all the same stuff. It's organic, just like peat, coco. I don't even clean it. I'll just add like a bunch of worm castings, some craft blends, some bat guano, man, from the local cave. I wish I had that kind of shit, but you can get, guano from like grow store, local grow store. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, Craft Blend has some sort of guano in it. I could be wrong.
I heard the real guano that you want is the seabird guano.
Oh, 100%, man. It's funny. Maybe I just use the term bat, right? Because it's everyone associates guano with bats.
Mm-hmm.
However, did you know that back in the day, guano was such a valuable resource? Like, people literally couldn't farm without it at a certain point. Like, once they realized its benefits in agriculture, they started putting it on everything. It could like turn dead soil into magic soil. It would produce record harvests of literally anything. Once they realized this, fucking game on. Like, there was like some act passed by Congress in the 1850s, and like basically they went around the Pacific and like literally annexed these little, just like bird islands out in the ocean, where it was just mountains of bat guano. Or I'm sorry, I keep using the term seabird guano. And they mined it, brought it back to America. Like, it's still, honestly, seabird guano is one of the backbones of fertilizer, I'm pretty sure, like, around the world. So
there's a product by a company called Roots Organic that I use. I have like a big pouch of it. It's just seabird guano. I mix a little bit of it in my compost teas when I brew up a tea.
Great stuff. I mean, I think I mentioned I have a bag of literally like chicken manure.
Yeah.
Same concept, bird poop. Smells something awful.
Oh, it's terrible.
Really does.
In my opinion, it makes Photo Plus smell like cologne.
That's what we say, G3. If it don't stank, it ain't gonna grow the dank.
Mm-hmm.
The stanketh bringeth the danketh.
Damn right it does. It's
great. Your stuff, if it begins, when you first open the bottle, if it smells like it's going to knock you over, and then later it doesn't smell like it's going to knock you over, that's so long you're good.
There was somebody who posted in Discord, like, they just got Photo Plus for the first time and they could smell it before they even opened the box. And they're like, I didn't see anything leak. I'm not sure. Is there something wrong?
Aura.
I'm like, nah, dude, that shit just reeks. Even before you pop the cap, you can smell
the goodness.
Can you imagine what that factory must smell like? Like, you just open the door and you walk into a fucking sulfur bomb. Yeah.
They must be nose blind at this point.
They gotta be.
I would think so.
Gotta be, dude.
Yeah. They'd have
for sure. They have to be. But so, that, what was I talking about? Reusing my soil, like, and anyway, I mixed up a fresh batch, got it in the pots. I'm almost ready to go. I'm almost ready for the germination to rise once again from the ashes. Ha ha ha. The prophecy must be fulfilled. But however, I am, I'm at a loss as to some strains to grow. Maybe you guys have some thoughts out there. I have some that I picked out.
Yeah.
Some night owls.
Poll the audience.
So there's 4 in particular. Wait, there was another. Okay, I'm sorry. Came prepared. You have to have, anytime you're talking night owls, guys,
What night owls have you grown before? First of all.
So,
if you can even remember,
I've grown
give me
a
handful
lot of them. Honestly, I've grown a lot. Did you know I was featured in that night owl calendar back in the day?
Do.
So I've grown a lot of them. This was back like 2 years ago now. Jesus, we talk about a time acceleration.
Mm-hmm.
I think I got got one of the drops on like Halloween, and like it was enough seeds to last me the rest of my life. But then I kept buying them, and there was a certain point where like I have so many now. I need to grow them. So like, here's
Or
a
you
good
can
chance.
give them to me.
I will give some to you, honestly. But yeah. So anyway, here are my contenders, guys. Sage Scout.
Oh, I remember her. The one you grew of her before was, I think, the reason I started following you. And I wanted to grow that particular strain so badly because of that plant.
Well, I do believe I have an extra seed or two in here.
I actually have one from you. I just haven't grown it yet.
Fucking A,
You son of a bitch.
here she is blowing smoke up my skirt, and she don't even care about that seed. No, I'm just playing.
Oh my gosh, it is
I'm
like
just playing.
lovingly and preciously cared for until I have the
just
time and
playing.
wherewithal to give
know.
her.
Oh, Captain.
I
glory
will
she deserves.
never seed shame. We all have our
I'll be spreading seed everywhere.
priorities. But so like, Sage Scout was a great one.
Oh God.
That was one that I was in
pretty.
that calendar for. I grew a really nice one, and I loved what it produced. It was Forum Stomper crossed with Wizard's Apprentice. True F1 called Sage Scout. One of the other contenders, one of everyone's favorite. Everyone knows already. The secret's out. The strawberry milk and cookies.
But is that F1 or F2?
This is the F1, the tester pack that
Right.
came with that Halloween drop.
Our truce with envy.
I don't have too many left. One or two. But yeah, then we have the Queen's Banner.
Always a good choice.
Cosmic Queen,
Cosmic Queen.
Bruce Banner.
I love that.
What was the strawberry milk and cookies? Is milk and cookies crossed with Bruce Banner. Oh, man, what is the milk and cookies? It was like Cosmic Queen and Forum Stomper. Could be wrong.
I think you're right.
And then, anytime you have Night Owl packs, at least for me, like a lot of my Night Owl packs came like this, okay?
Can't find my little light anywhere either.
Yeah, right? So, like, it's almost annoying. You're just like, God damn it, I need to find my
What is
light.
this?
What is this? What am I looking at? So, I'll never get you guys to see it. It's triple grape. Triple grape. Really rare one. One of my faves. It was a frost monster. It's double grape crossed with Tyrone Stomper.
Right. She's from kind of back, like.
Yeah, I told you my collection of Night Owls is from like 2-ish years ago.
Yeah,
maybe even
triple
more
grape
now.
is like definitely 2+ years ago.
But yeah, they're all great. There's so many more contenders, but I had to narrow it down. So I'm leaning. Man, it's tough. It's so tough. They're all great. Could do the Battle of the Frost Monsters. That would be the strawberry milk and cookies and the triple grape. Or I could do the kind of big plant showdown, Queen's Banner and the Sage Scout. You just can't go wrong. Honestly, you can't go wrong. And I think, like we were talking about, getting into this grow along now here, and you're in it too. It's getting me jazzed up.
Yeah. It's going to be awesome.
I'm ready to go.
If anybody else wants to join, it's still open till the 16th-ish. In fact, Daz is like involved to some degree. He designed and released a sticker for the grow along specifically.
That's cool, man.
It's badass.
All right.
So.
New
gonna be
year, new grow. It's like a cleansing sort of thing.
Yeah, let's get excited. Something new.
Exactly, and it's like linking up with a bunch of like-minded people
Mm-hmm.
on a Discord, on a through some podcasts, which I heard there's a group podcast taking place with those guys and the crafting cannabis dudes as well. So keep a lookout for that.
You allowed to let the cat out of the bag.
Oh shit! Was I not supposed to do that?
Good now.
Are there any rules, really? No, God.
Well,
Even if there
Sit
were
out.
rules, are meant to be.
too late now. Man, yeah, I'm pumped. Like you said, I'm doing auto pots.
How many are you gonna do? Two plants?
2 in a 3x3 in the just put a bunch of stickers on like the plastic 6.6 gallon auto pot containers.
Mm-hmm.
Super soil in there. I went heavy on the coco in that mix, so it's a coco based super soil. Still qualified as a soil, but there's a lot of cocoa in it.
What percentage of cocoa does it have to be until it's considered growing in cocoa?
That's a good question. So like, if
I consider
I would say
cocoa a nutrient
100%.
soil, though. Like, even if you had 100% cocoa and you're mixing in nutrients like dry amendments and shit, that's still soil to me.
That's exactly what I mean, Monsta. So G3, like if you're mixing, compost and like amendments and like all that stuff into a cocoa, it's no longer cocoa for all intents and purposes. You know what I mean? Like you treat it as you would treat any soil. It's just
Going to dry back quicker.
Yeah, dry backs quicker. You're able to water more often, which is good. It can be good.
The more wet dry cycles in a plant's life you can get, the better.
Yeah, I'm a
Can be
huge
good.
fan of mixing. I'm just wondering, like, I consider myself a soil grower in our grower vernacular,
Mhm.
right? So you have like your soil growers, like Pete, and then you've got your cocoa growers. So, but I mix the two of them together. So, at
Yeah,
what percentage am I considered a cocoa grower rather than a soil grower? It's just,
I mean, I'm
it's
sure
just
there's
an
I'm sure there's
open-ended
people that
rhetorical
would
question.
people would disagree with me, but I mean, I think of the belief that if you're adding worm castings and different compost and things like that and dry amendments, that it's still soil, even if it's 100% cocoa.
Yeah. So I mean, I think just for like vernacular purposes, G3. Like, I mean, I wouldn't, even though I went cocoa heavy in my soil mix, I would not say I'm a cocoa grower. That implies like you're using salt kind of
That's
nutrients.
my general thoughts as well.
You're fertigating twice a day, maybe 3 times a day, maybe 4 times a day. Whatever Dr. Coco recommends. But yeah, cocoa just mixed with all the other stuff is soil. So like, no, I think it needs to be 100% to answer your question. To truly say you're a cocoa grower, you got to go the full.
Got to be all cocoa with nothing else. So the minute you
Yep.
add something besides a salt to your medium, I guess, you're no longer a cocoa grower.
At least I think that's what it implies. I could be wrong. That in my mind, that's how I look at it. How about you, Monsta?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think if you're adding stuff to it to give you like a soil like effects, it's the soil to me. I think we're just, at this point, we're just parsing words. I'm sure there are some people that would disagree, but And I'm open for discussion.
And they can go fuck themselves, right?
Yeah.
Like everything is a matter of opinion.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think there's any. Listen, if you want to call yourself a cocoa grower and you make a super cocoa, like, go right ahead.
Like, I mean, I
you.
mix a few things into my cocoa, but I don't consider it a soil because I'm still mostly relying on salts to feed it.
So you would still say you are a cocoa grower?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I don't know, G3.
Because I'm not depending on the soil
whatever.
to feed the plants. I'm feeding the plants. If you're mixing up, like, plant nutrition into food, into your pot, and you're counting on that pot and the soil to feed your plants, well, then it's fucking soil. How I look at it. And, it's in the eye of the beholder. Some people would disagree. Like, oh, if it's not peat, it's not soil. Whatever, die on the hill. I really don't give a fuck.
I think that's an episode title, man. Cocoa is in the eye of the beholder.
Aye, Captain.
Just cryptic enough. But shit. Let's talk a little about germination, guys. How do we do it?
I just germinated some seeds today.
How does the germination rise from the cocoa? I mean, how did you do it, Monsta? What's your preferred method?
It's funny. Most people would assume I do it the same way every single time, but I really don't. Lately, I've been doing it the same way every time. What I'll do is I'll just take the seeds and soak them in water, right, for like, 12 hours or so. And then I take my seed starter cubes, insert name here. They're pretty much all the same. Unless you're talking about rock wool. But like Oasis, Root Riot, Q Plug, Rapid Rooter, they're all the same. I'll take those and I'll soak them in a little bit of Photo Plus with a very, very light bloom solution. And then after my seeds are soaked 12 hours, I'll take the cubes, shake them off, put the seed in them, and then plant that cube in a cup with either, most of the time it's 100% peat. I have a Pro Mix that I use. And that's it.
You got it regimented, man. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
I've been doing it the same way now for a while, but like I used to do paper towel. I used to sometimes just leave them just in water. They'll sprout just in the water. I find with newer seeds, it doesn't really work out so well. At least it didn't for me. A lot of times they would drown. But yeah, I actually just popped some peanut butter breath crossed with lemon cava. No, I'm sorry, it was pure Michigan crossed with lemon cava. And then
Wow.
and then and then I popped some Pinot strawberries.
Oh, nice, man.
Pinot strawberry.
Cool.
Yeah.
That sounds nice.
Oh, I just knock you on your ass, weed. It really is. That stuff.
What's the lineage on that?
It's funny you mentioned that. I was actually just looking it up a couple minutes ago. I wasn't 100% sure. So it's green cherry gelato crossed with green cherry gelato. And yeah, I got to smoke some of it in Michigan, and I was like, holy shit. And then he had some of the extract, some live rosin, and I kept going back to that jar. I'm like, I really, really like it. It has like a very sour, gassy vibe with that little bit of fruit at the end, and it's you get that headband effect from it too. I don't know. I really dug it. So I bought a couple of packs. Canada took them from me. Tino was nice enough to send me out some.
Oh, that was part of the Royal Mounted Police confiscation.
God damn it, Canada.
Those cocksuckers.
It sucks.
Yeah. And he was nice enough to send me out some new ones, and I've been sitting on them for a while, so I finally germinated them today.
Hell yeah. How many did you germinate in that method?
7.
Okay.
I need 6, so I germinated 7.
So like in a when you're doing only a couple, you know, I would consider 7 like a couple. It's you can do some, you know,
Well, and
convoluted.
I did 12 of the pure Michigan lemon cavas too. So
All right, 12 too.
19,
So what? You got
19 altogether.
19 total, and you did them all with the rock wool and the.
No Rockwell, just the
Oh,
cubes,
I'm
like
sorry,
seeds. Yep,
cubes.
seed starter
That's what I
cubes
meant.
and solo
root
cups.
riots. Root riots, but it's pretty easy actually. I'm thinking your method sounds a little complicated.
I like the cubes
not
because
so
they have
much.
like the little hole. You just put the seed in, and I don't focus on whether like it's right side up or whatever. The seed will figure that shit out. I just put the seed in the hole, plant it. You see people like, oh, you got to put it this way up because the tap, dude. The seed will fucking figure it out. I promise you. It'll turn
Monsta
itself
knows
around.
how to get the seed in the hole. You better
Yeah.
believe.
Mhm.
You better believe your man, Monster.
Yeah. I've been seeding holes for years.
Non-stop hole seeding. But the I at least for right, you know, my method, I just do seed and soil at this point. You know, I think it's like the way God intended, man. Like a missionary position. We're looking each other in the eyes. We're holding hands, and we're gonna put the seed in the soil. It's good. It's a beautiful thing. Okay, and this is exactly how God intended it. There's nothing to be ashamed or embarrassed about. And in 4 days, we should have a little seedling. Amazing.
It's a little more than just chucking it in the soil, though.
No,
this is like,
there is.
what do you have to do to the soil first, Cap?
You're right. You're right. Well, shit, you gotta like lick it a little bit. I do some of this, and I do some of this. There, you saturate it. You gotta get it wet first. I think that's really what we're looking for.
Do you use pH balanced water?
It's a good question.
Who the fuck are you talking to?
I know, I'm just asking.
That's a good. No, honestly, so I do in the sense that like I know what my tap water is. I check it periodically. I know it's good to go. Comes out at like right around 7. Okay. If that weren't the case, I would use drops to get it up or down to 7. Okay, but like the normal coming out of my tap, we're usually good to go. I don't really don't fuck with it. So like, no, I don't. But like, I would if I had to. Is my answer. I do think it does matter to a certain extent. Like, you don't want the buffering action of the soil to have to like work too much. You know, they can only do so much.
Mm-hmm.
It's really,
it does not work miracles.
Yeah,
just gives you a little leeway.
I'm glad you said that, because when I hear people like, oh, let's just let the microbes do the work, like it's fucking magic. Like they're just gonna like, oh, the microbes are just gonna make everything all better. It doesn't matter what it is. I just pour it in. Microbes do all the work.
Only if you say abracadabra. But no,
it's like training wheels. You know, you can wibble wobble a little bit, but you can't like jump over 10 cars and think that you're going to be fine because you've got training wheels.
If your water's fucked, like, you got to fix it. Bottom line. I don't care how much buffering you're getting from your microbes. Yeah, so there was a time when I might not have thought that, but I don't know, it's I think they can only do so much, you know? It's your job as the grower to like eliminate as many variables for your plant, for your soil as possible.
Exactly.
We know.
Struggle?
Say it again?
Why make that shit struggle? Get it close in the ballpark so that the plant can focus its energy on other things in the soil can focus its energy on other things, not worrying about offering pH to plant's liking. You know?
I agree, and it's not that hard. It doesn't take that much work to double check. At least, like, for me, shit, it's like every 2 weeks I just like check my pH. Half the time I use drops. Half the time I don't even bother to get a Parapen out for that shit. I should. But just, yeah.
Every once in a while, maybe.
Every once in a while. I should check the drops with the pen. But, oh, man. Yeah, no. What were we talking about before the
Germinating.
pH? Germinating.
Yep.
Putting
What else do you have to do?
soil.
So you saturate your soil
Saturate.
with known pH water, at least.
Yeah.
Theoretically balanced to some degree.
For sure. And I think one of the biggest variables that you want to eliminate, especially for your seedling, for like increasing the possible the rate of germination, the possibility of your seed sprouting. Okay, we want to get that as high as possible, and in order for that to be the case, the temperature of your medium must be at least, let's say, 74 degrees, 74.1 degrees.
It
As
should
long as you're-
theoretically acclimate in your tent for like 12 hours before planting.
Yeah,
Correct.
I mean, it's going to acclimate to your room temp. As long as your room temp or tent temp is high enough, the pot's in there long enough, it'll be just fine.
Correct. So in all cases, okay, I think we've mentioned it before, but like I think germinating requires at least a little bit of forethought on your part. You need to do these things ahead of time in order to get ready for that moment that you put that seed in the soil. You know what I mean?
See,
Like-
senor.
And it's like if you rush it, you'll fuck it up. Okay, if you have to do a little foreplay, guys. It's that simple. There's no getting around this. So like, temperature I think is a huge variable we want to eliminate. Easiest way to do that, just acclimatizing that medium to your grow environment.
Another
Your pot's
mistake
off the floor.
Yeah, that's a big one, especially in the
What
winter
again?
time.
Yeah,
She
get
said
'em
get
up
your
off the
pots
floor, yeah,
pots
yeah,
away. Another mistake I see people make, especially if you're going direct to soil, which is fine, not knocking it all, but I see people wash away their seeds, watering.
Mm-hmm.
So I always recommend a spray bottle for like the first week or so of that plant's life until it gets a little bit bigger. So you actually see it poking out of the soil because it's so easy to just water, especially like, all right, like go do it right now to an empty pot full of soil, especially. It's going to pool up at the top a little bit, right? And then work its way down. But when it pulls its way up to the top, you see all this like soil floating and particles, right? Well, guess what? That could be your seed. And I see it happen all the time. And then like it'd be one of those things where people will just replant the seed because it hadn't popped up in a while. And the next thing you know, you get two of them growing there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So-
it actually worked. Shit.
Yeah.
I love when that happens. I love it. But no, you're right, man. Like, you got to be gentle with your waterings.
Spray
At
bottle.
least for the first couple days, right? I would say.
Yeah. Generally, I like to
Spray
water
bottle.
the pot before I plant the seed anyway, like you were saying. So
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
then you just cover it up,
Yeah,
put a
cover
little
it
bit
up,
of
and
water
then-
on
yeah,
top,
I just spritz it a little bit.
and then it's good to go usually until that thing pops. Right?
Do you dome
I
your
like to
your
do-
seeds?
No.
Say again.
Do you dome your seeds?
I
to
do.
help with humidity.
I do.
I have and I haven't. It's one of those things of if I do it, I take that cup off as soon as that thing
Yeah.
Heart pops above the
As
ground.
soon as you see green, take the cup off.
Yep.
You know, your tent environment should be humid enough anyway, but like it's just to really spike that humidity, get it as close to like as 100% in that little cup as possible. I think it does help. At least, what it does help, okay, is a helmet head, which I tend to get a lot. Okay, I get a lot of helmet heads. I think it's because I plant my seeds too shallow. Like I really gotta like get in there, get my seed like
Right, because part of the physical process
Maybe a
of the
knuckle
plant
deep.
coming above the soil is it uses the soil itself to help pull that helmet off.
Yep.
You know, I never
So
thought
if
of
it's
that.
too shallow, it doesn't have that physical, I
It's
guess.
like a sandpaper effect.
Yeah, exactly. It pulls
Rubbing
it off,
against
that
the-
restriction against
Mhm.
it.
I never thought of that, but
resistance
that makes
against
a
it.
lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
For sure, dude. It's like you don't want your, like, I always worry you're gonna like get them too deep. They get lost in the medium. But at the same time, like, it's like you don't want it too shallow too. It's like this perfect balance. Honestly, if you look at the size of your pinky nail, okay, it's always my golden rule. It's like this amount, okay, like from the tip of your pinky nail to the bottom of your pinky nail. It's probably like close to, oh my god, one of those European units called a centimeter, maybe. Shit, I don't want to use those. It's like half an inch, less than half an inch, a third of an inch. God damn it, it's fucking
I'd say half
centimeter.
an inch.
Okay. The you got to get it at least down in there somewhat, guys. But if in case you don't, I do think that the plastic cup dome helps.
Make sure they're clear.
Oh, wait, for sure.
No, I'm
For
probably glad she said that.
It's
Because
funny, actually.
yeah, there'd be some people like, why isn't my seed popping? It's just weird.
Yeah, they need light to grow towards. They need
You
a
know what?
direction.
You know what? That's a good point. Okay, do seeds need light in order to germinate? No.
No, but as soon as that thing gets above ground and it doesn't have light, it's gonna fucking
Yeah.
it's gonna turn to shit real quick.
You got a couple hours.
Real
for sure.
quick. Yeah.
You got to be.
It's a good way to stunt your plant. No light.
Yeah, especially if it's an
From the get-go.
auto, like for sure. Like if listen,
You
guys,
see it like I've done it before. Like they grow really, really skinny and like kind of tall, and then next thing you know, it's like flopped over.
Yep.
Oh, dog's barking.
Yep. Uh-oh. It is over an hour. Shit, look at that. She knows.
Dude, she don't fuck around when it comes time to going out.
Right. on the
Schedule,
nose.
dude. Fuck.
Yeah.
But it's damn, what were we talking about right before
Germination.
that? This weed is getting to me. Yeah, but what part of the germination? That's the question.
Spring water.
Getting
Oh,
the
domes.
seed deep enough, domes, helmet heads.
Making sure it's clear.
That's
Depth.
what you said. Seeds don't need light to germinate, which is funny.
Because if you think about it, the seed is growing in soil. So like one of the reasons that a paper towel works well is not only does it give you some darkness, but it also gives the seed the pressure of being in soil and the overall dampness of being in soil. So it in some ways mimics being in soil. You don't need light there. But as soon as that taproot breaks out, it's going to start working its way down towards gravity, wherever gravity is going. That's why if you happen to use a paper towel, instead of laying it flat, make sure it's on its side. So your taproots grow towards the earth. So you don't have twisty, twirly taproots all over the place. So
what do you mean?
Once that comes up though, that plant is gonna start searching for light because it can't live without it. Now all of the nutrients from inside the seed are gone. The taproot is starting to be established. Okay, Next thing we need is light, because without light, we can't make food. Without food, we will die.
And in nature, let's say, seed sprouts sometime during the nighttime. Like the sun will be out at least in a few hours for sure. Like you got like a couple hours to get that sun out. Otherwise, your seed's kind of fucked. Especially if it's an auto. Like, if you're growing in this grow along, these night owls, like we want to like not slow down any part of this process. We want like even our seeds to like the tap roots to grow at the maximum rate possible. Like it's a race, So that's why we're talking about the nitty gritty stuff like temperature, humidity, those shit. That's I mean, if you can't get the temperature humidity thing down, I don't know, guys. You should give this hobby up.
I'd agree with that.
No, it's a thing you should always be working on. Like that's the game, guys. It's like controlling the environment for the youngins. High heat, high humidity, even the soil. Like from the moment the seed hits, no roadblocks. So. Take my advice better than me, and you'll fucking kill me in this grow along. I guarantee it.
So, before we wrap it up here, there's one question here. And he asked if could a seed that has sprouted in its germination cup be planted? Not sure what he means by that, but like, does he mean like in the paper towel? But yeah, once it's germinated, you can plant it. Just you got to be careful if it's an auto, especially. Once they sprout, that taproot's really fragile. And it can break quite easily. So you just have to be really careful.
Yeah. I agree. I've done the paper towel thing with autos, and that's one of the reasons why I stopped is, you're handling this delicate little thing that has like all these little microscopic fibers on it that like, if you damage one of them, you are basically slowing it down. You know what I mean? Like, I think if we're trying to do this auto thing, we just gotta do it the old-fashioned way. Just my opinion. There is a certain beauty to seeing it like happen.
I always put autos in their final pots. I know you can transplant them and all whatnot, but I'd rather just not worry about that. Put them in their final pot and call it a day.
One less thing to go wrong, really.
Yeah. I mean, look, at the end of the day, if there's a variable that you can eliminate human error from, do it.
Yeah. I mean, with a couple seeds, like at the beginning, guys, I think I got like a grow mat or a temperature mat, and I was doing like the paper towel method in the DVD case, and it's like it just becomes with a bunch of different strains, like at a certain point with too many seeds, it's just like why am I doing this? Like how much more of an increase in germination rate am I actually getting from this, as opposed to just like prepping my pots the right way, getting my tent environment set, and like putting the seed in the soil.
That's why I like the cubes, because they have like that little hole for the seed. It's like a little home for the seed, and it just stays there until it's ready to pop up. And I have a high success of germination that way. And then when the best part about it is once it starts sprouting roots, they just poke right through the cube and go into the soil, and like it's all good.
Hell yeah. It's one of the most stressful times of the grow for me, like always, because not all seeds will sprout. Let's be real. Like no matter what you do, there's always some that just won't. Okay. It always seems to be those that like you have like one or two of, you really, really want them to sprout. They can be pain sometimes.
Yep. I mean, for as much like really brutal savagery as these plants can handle, seedlings really can't. They're so fragile,
That's
and
when
that's
they're exactly
frustrating
exactly.
at times.
They're just little babies.
You're a baby.
They need help. They need help to survive in this big cruel world. You know, like we have to help them. Have to help them.
Yep.
But yeah, for me, it's a stressful time. I think doing it as simply as possible and deliberately and slowly goes a long way. At least for my peace of mind, and I think it'll help for you guys too.
I would agree with that. I don't know if you can hear the dog barking, but sorry about that.
I do. Give me.
She is fucking persistent.
Give me another couple seconds. I want to say thank you to some people here.
I want to thank the Jamaican population, man.
Yeah, for sure. I want to thank that man at the Jerk Shack. One love, respect. For sure. No, honestly, dude, I got his WhatsApp.
Did you really? Sweet.
Yeah, I sent him a few messages like, yo, how do I make that jerk pork? I got the sauce, I bought it. Like, you can't, man. that was his response.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I got it pulled up right here if you want. Big thanks to I'm not going to say your last name because it's very specific, but thanks to Mike S. Appreciate your support.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
Kind Wave Farms Supercock. That's the name.
Thank you.
All right,
Supercock.
thank you.
Thank you, Supercock.
Dude, Nerd Grows is definitely editing that shit out. Never mind. Yeah, thank you, buddy. Thank you.
Thank you, Chakra Zulu. Appreciate
Thank you,
it.
Chakra.
Hey, he's here.
Nick V. Thank you, Nick V. And
Thanks, Nick.
Thank you.
Matt Frat.
Thank you, Matt.
Thanks, Matt.
Thank you, guys. No, for real. All the Patreons who are in there, who continue to pay us every month, we love you. We thank you. Couldn't do it without you.
Truly.
And
Couldn't do it without you.
Yeah. Check us out on Discord. That's free. You don't need to pay for that.
Oh, if you need a link, go to the website. It's right there.
Yeah, for sure.
Brings you right there, right for you.
Sure. And thank you, everyone, for listening live. Thank you, guys.
Yeah,
sure.
We like doing a live show, so appreciate all you that tune in live.
Yeah. And if you don't know, we do live shows. I mean, we're supposed to do them every Wednesday now at, 8:30? I know this week was an anomaly, I promise. We're usually good about that.
No, we're usually pretty good unless one of us is sick or has a family obligation or whatever. But yeah.
8:30 p.m.
Wednesday,
Eastern Standard Time.
8:30 Eastern Standard.
On Twitch.
Link is also on the website.
Yeah.
Not sure.
And you're welcome, Strong Island. I was doing a little acoustic jam session on IG. Keeping a lookout for those too. And until next week, guys, as always, don't get caught.